Hey there, old friend. It is really good to see you. I know it's been a while. 5 years, something like that. Crazy how time flies by, you know. The world is a different place since I last saw you. You know, Hollywood is a different place. YouTube's a different place. I'm a different person. I'm sure you're a different person. It's crazy. Jesus Christ, I don't even know how to do this anymore. I feel so uncomfortable in front of the camera like this. But I remember that YouTube was always like a creative, fun little outlet for me, and a fun hobby for me, and something I've always been meaning to kind of pick back up. So I'm hoping that this first little step into the waters might, I don't know. You know what I mean? God, so much has happened since I last saw you. You wouldn't believe it. I still go to the movies a lot, though. And what do we always do on this channel? Is talk about movies. So this video might suck, but, you know, we're going to do the same old thing that we used to do. I don't know. Let's take a little look and see what I've seen recently. Fighting with My Family. That was the WWE movie. It had The Rock in it. It was produced by The Rock. I know some WWE fans who, like, say that the WWE community and the wrestling fan community doesn't like The Rock. They think he's a sellout. I can't confirm that. That's just hearsay. But I wonder what people like that might think of the film, because they have more of a dog in the fight than I did. Apollo 11, IMAX. Good documentary. I learned a lot of things that I never knew about the Apollo 11 first, you know, space mission to the moon. But God, was it the most boring 2 hours of my entire life. Alita, Battle Angel. The trailer for this movie was like a meme to me and my friends. We thought it looked like the worst thing ever, and apparently a lot of people felt that way. I was pretty pleasantly surprised. You know, Robert Rodriguez makes pretty cool movies. Tyler Perry's A Madea Family Funeral. Now, I haven't seen Tyler Perry's entire catalog of films, to be fair, but it kind of seems like a guy who's made so many films would be just better at the basics of it. I'm not trying to be a hater, but you go and watch any movie by Steven Spielberg nowadays, it's like, you know, the guy knows how to make a movie. It looks good, it sounds good, you know, you can at least count on that. This Madea film is just so flat and boring and awful to look at. And the laughs that were there just weren't worth that. How to Train Your Dragon 3, I liked it a lot, saw it in IMAX, really beautiful animated film. I didn't cry. Lords of Chaos, about the famous founders of the Norwegian black metal movement in the early 1990s, bro. Violent This was actually one of the most violent movies I've seen in a while. It had some problems, but I'd say definitely worth watching. It's like $5 on YouTube. I don't know, it's January, February, March, you know, there hasn't been a lot coming out. Are you guys excited for Game of Thrones? Because I am, you know, don't get me wrong, but without a doubt, the least level of hype that I've ever had. George R.R. Martin, the author of the Game of Thrones books, you know, the creator of this big story that so many people are invested in now, he said so many times how he hates being pressured to write his books faster or finish them, or, you know, because fans are impatient. He wants to, you know, be able to live his life without that kind of pressure, and that's fair. You know, I agreed with that for the longest time, but, you know, George R.R. Martin is, what, in his late 70s? Weighs like 3 of me, and he's still got 2 full books left to go in this story. It's like, let's be realistic here, folks. You know, he's not going to make it to the end of the story. The definitive ending of this story is going to be decided by these 2 goofballs. They're doing a good job. They're doing the best they can. Benioff and Weiss and, you know, everybody involved in that massive, massive production. But I also find it difficult to argue the fact that, you know, the story's getting condensed and watered down in these final seasons where there's fewer episodes and a lot less time and space to wrap all these things up. The novels still have so many threads hanging in the wind that are nowhere near, you know, coming together and getting tied up yet. I'm not trying to be cynical saying, oh, George R.R. Martin's going to die before he ever finishes the stories, but George R.R. Martin's going to die before he ever finishes this story. And it's up to HBO at this point, and I think that's kind of a shame. Don't get me wrong, again, Game of Thrones is still better than, you know, most everything else on television. The last season, while still being like the worst season of this show, was still better than a lot of other things. Still looking forward to it very much. Yeah. Okay, that's probably going to wrap it up for this one. Like I said, folks, baby steps. It's really good to see you again. Until next time.